Marietta Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip is doing a bench press action using the Swiss ball. So the Swiss ball provides that reduced stability that's underneath your body, which will change the weight that you use. So if you would normally say bench press, say 10 kilos, for example, using dumbbells, say 5 kilos in each hand, you'll find that you'll have to go down in load because of the extra challenge of all the other muscles required to be able to perform the exercise on the Swiss ball. So doing the exercise on the Swiss ball provides an opportunity for variety. It provides also an opportunity to use other muscle groups that you wouldn't use in a traditional bench press situation. We always use dumbbells when we do these exercises because it's super important that we have control, and that if we were to lose control of the ball, it would just be a simple matter of dropping a dumbbell to the side rather than trying to deal with the bar. Okay, so that's really important. The other important factor is that you must make sure that your ball is of a good quality, so that it's an anti-burst ball. If it bursts, it comes down slowly, and it doesn't pop really quickly, you end up on the floor. I mean, that's a worst case scenario, and it's highly unlikely, but in the event that something like that happens, you want to make sure you've got a good quality ball, not the really cheap ones with a thin skin, and that the ones that lose their shape. So you want to make sure that it's got some writing on it about being anti-burst. So I'm going to be sitting at the back of this mat. Now I'm using a non-slip surface, and that's really important too. So if you've got a wooden or a tiled floor, make sure you've got something like a yoga mat which has got some grip to it, because you will need to be at least stable with your feet and the ball. You don't want anything sliding while you're doing this next exercise. So why are we doing it? Because one, it's great for the chest and the upper body, but also you're going to be using your back, your glutes, your hamstrings, in the movement as well, which is great. It's ideal because you're getting more of a full body workout. So start with the weights on your thighs. I'm doing 3 kilos in each hand. Start with the weights on your thighs. Walk yourself forwards so that you now have at least your feet on the mat. Okay, so it's non-slip there, and that your head and shoulders are on top of the ball. So I'm just going to start back a little bit further away so that I can make sure everything's on the mat. So we're just going to back up a little bit. Now walk forwards. Now perfect. Ball, feet on the mat. And next thing is you want the head, neck and shoulders on the ball, everything else off. So you want to make sure that your head's sitting right on top of the ball at 12 o'clock, because you want enough of your body off the ball to ensure that these muscles are going to work to stabilize you. So push your hips up as high as you can. Now dumbbells in your hands. Start with your arms above your head, above your chest actually. Bring the dumbbells down to either side of your chest and go all the way up. So you'll notice straight away that the depth that I can bring the dumbbells down is a bit lower than a traditional bench dumbbell press, because I can lower the elbows lower. My shoulder blades have got the ability to move around because I'm not on a flat, hard, stable surface, which doesn't allow for that movement as well. And it feels good. It doesn't feel uncomfortable on the shoulders at all. Notice that my hands are level with my chest when I come down and then straight up. A common error is that people take their arms too far back over their head and end up doing like a bench press towards their shoulders or towards their face. That can actually feel really uncomfortable on the shoulders, so make sure that your hands are dropping down so that your elbows, it sort of feels like you're coming down towards your waist, but as you can see, I'm in line with my chest as I do the exercise. Keep the hips and the hips lifted up as high as you can so that you really start feeling this in the lower back and glutes and hamstrings. So this is the first exercise. Now you can change a few things here. You can bring your feet together, and by reducing the base of support, narrowing it so that your feet are together, it makes it more challenging from a balance perspective. Also, now my legs are working really hard. So that's one other option. So this is a progression. This will make an exercise harder. Another progression is to lift one leg up off the floor and hold that leg up off the floor. This is really challenging now because I have to work so much harder with the opposite leg to try and keep my hips up the entire time. So that's harder. If you want to build up to that, what you can do is lift one leg up, bring it down. Lift the other leg up, bring it down. So if I was teaching in class, I'd start with feet wide apart, then bring my feet together, then show the option of lifting an alternate leg up and down, and then progress to one leg up off the floor and hold it there if I had clients that were of a skilled enough level to do that. So another option, feet back apart again, you could do one arm at a time. So holding one arm directly above the chest, bringing that arm down and alternating. Now, with your feet wide apart, you'll be reasonably stable. It's when we start getting the feet closer together, then because of the alternate movement of the arms and the load, it becomes a little bit harder to stabilise. And certainly, if you lift up on the progressions, it becomes even more difficult. So you've got some room to move there. If you're an instructor, there's lots of options. Feet apart, feet together, alternate foot off the floor, holding one leg up off the floor, having alternate arm action and using the same foot progressions to make the exercise more intense. Wow, I'm really feeling this in my posterior muscles as well as in my shoulders and my upper body. So clearly a great workout for a whole body. Very different from a traditional bench press with dumbbells. And that's this week's muscle conditioning tip.